So when I first heard about the Libyan slave trade, it was on Twitter. And I was just like, what? How is this even possible? So I decided to do more research on it. And this is what I found out. So the reason why there's so many Black people in Libya in the first place is because Libya is a main transit point for refugees and migrants that are actually trying to reach Europe. So they come from their countries, go to Libya just so they can reach Europe by sea. So in the last 3 years, 150,000 people have actually made the journey across the Mediterranean Sea. But about 3,000 refugees have died while attempting that same journey. And this is according to the International Organization for Migration, which is a United Nations migration agency. So what happened is that the Libyan Coast Guard received some funding and resources from the European Union so that they could stop the amount of refugees that were coming into their country. So what they do now is they basically hold them hostage. And the places where they have them are so full of people. They have between 400,000 to almost 1 million people now stationed in Libya. And it's just ridiculous. And it's reported that it's filled with rape, robbery, and murder among the migrants. And this is according to a report that was given in September by the UN Human Rights Agency. And it's basically been described as horrific conditions. And last semester, I took a class called Afro-Atlantic Diaspora, where we kind of delved into the transatlantic slave and just the conditions that were on the ships. So when I read into this, it kind of triggered that in me, just thinking about that and how that happened and just making that comparison between what happened back then to what's happening in Libya right now. And it's just, to me, it's just absolutely ridiculous that something like this has been going on for years and we're just hearing about it. So since the news broke down, I was also wondering what has actually been done to resolve the issue. So according to CNN, the UN-backed Libyan government is launching a formal investigation into the allegations, which to me is a little bit iffy because this has been happening under the government's nose and they haven't realized something this big and this terrible has been going on for so many years. How can we trust them to do a thorough investigation into the issue? And also, Libya is considered a failed state because their former president who ran the country for 4 decades, his name is Gaddafi, and he was actually kicked out in 2011, and the country has basically been in civil war, and the government that's supposed to transition basically failed to implement rule of law into the country. So it's basically a lawless place. And the slave trade and the smuggling is actually a way for people to make money. So I think that what needs to happen is there needs to be an international assistance for this humanitarian crisis, because we cannot trust the Libyan government to actually do what we need them to do, which is stop this. It's just ridiculous. Which is stop the slave trade that's actually happening. And I'm going to insert a video here where you can hear an auction going on, an actual human auction happening on camera, and it's just watch.
A man addressing an unseen crowd. Big strong boys for farm work, he says. 400. 700. 700. 800. The numbers roll in. These men are sold for 1,200 Libyan pounds, $400 apiece. You are watching an auction of human beings. Another man, claiming to be a buyer. Off camera, someone asks, what happened to the ones from Niger? Sold off, he's told. CNN was sent this footage by a contact. After months of working, we were able to verify the authenticity of what you see here. We decided to travel to Libya to try and see for ourselves.
So after doing the research and looking more into this topic, I'm very interested in seeing where things go from here, and hopefully there is a solution to this problem. So thank you all for listening, and have a wonderful winter break. Thank you.